What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for jumping into another video. My name is Josh and I am just your average Joe day trader. Hey guys, wanted to give you a market update today, let you know, man, the market was actually on fire today. Some slow movers, I wouldn't say necessarily a fire, but maybe sort of just like in the fireplace, burning up a little bit, add a couple logs to it, keep the flames going. But there were some stocks that were on a run today. And I made money in the stock market today in several of my best day trade stocks that I identify for you guys and I put out on the list. Here's actually that list right here. So you can go ahead and pause right here if you want, take a screenshot of it, write these down. They're probably only going to be there for about another week before I change it up. I've got some other stocks I've been doing the trend analysis on. And so hopefully some stocks will drop off. There's other stocks that will be added. But all in all, this is the ones that I find the best, in my opinion, for day trading, where you can get in and out, make the best money, the best profit, as long as you understand, as I say all the time, your support and resistance levels and understand your candlestick patterns so you know when to get in and when to get out based on hitting that level of support or hitting that level of resistance and having it run up and down within that channel so you know, hey, it's about to hit resistance. It's bounced off resistance. It's going to turn. Let me get out, take profit, wash, rinse, repeat. Are you guys listening to me? Do you guys hear what I'm saying? You can wash, rinse, repeat on these day trade stocks every day if you just set your support and resistance levels. Number one, most important thing you can do. And the homework is already done, right? This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner, but the homework's done. I'm basically telling you, where I'm having success in the stocks that I'm having success. You don't need to search every single day. Hey guys, what's the stocks that you are looking at today? Look at my list. I'm telling you what they are. Before you even wake up in the morning, you already know what my list is. And when I am asked that question, I say the same thing. APLD every single day, Applied Digital. I play it every single day. And then there's NVTS. There's Serve Robotics, SoundHound. Okay, there's a ton of them that I play every single day. Ford, which is an F, the letter F is the ticker. There's all kinds of ones that you can get in and out of that are really good. And look at that list that I just gave you guys. Spend some time, do some homework, do some research, do your own due diligence and make decisions for yourself based on your risk tolerance, based on your risk level, based on the amount of money you have to trade. And let me just add, do not trade money that you have set for your mortgage, your rent, your car payment, your health insurance, or to put food on the table to feed yourself or feed your family. That's not the way to be in retail trading, day trading, or as an investor. That is gambling, and there's the potential because of the emotional factor that you could lose it all. And guys, I don't want to see that happen to anybody. So do your homework. The other thing I wanted to share with you guys recently, as part of a Discord that we created, I had to kind of shut it down as far as the invite goes, because we had somebody that got into the Discord apparently and cloned the account and has been sending a bunch of friends invites, to people in the Discord, sending comments in the YouTube channel, and basically spamming about courses that I charge for and sending for you to send me money. I don't do that, guys. I don't send friend invites. I don't ask you for money. I don't need your PayPal information. I don't need you to send me Venmo. I don't need you to send me, anything financial, credit card numbers, personal information, nothing at all. Okay. The day I decide to start one-on-one coaching or doing, say multiple people counseling sessions where we talk about the stock market, we talk about how to trade, things like that, and I charge for it, I will let you know as the community when I decide to do that. But I am not doing that. There's nothing you have to pay for here. The only thing I ask you guys to pay for here is hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button for me, please, so we can continue to build this channel. And most importantly, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And last, drop me some comments. I love to respond to the comments and share with you what I've got going on. I love to answer all of your questions. And it's very exciting to be able to build this. I haven't looked at how many subscribers we're at yet, but we were at about 1,170 something subscribers. I think we're getting close to 1,200. Would love to see us hit that 1,200 mark and just continue to grow this channel And this is all about community, about learning from each other, about sharing information, live time, and when it happens. And that's my whole point. I'm loving and enjoying doing this because it helps me to help others in the sense that I'm learning as you ask me questions and people share things with me. I'm also learning. So learning is never an ending process. You can learn all the way up until the day you can no longer learn. And that'll be the day I go be with the Lord. But anyway, guys, thank you for being here. Let's jump into the news. Let's jump into the market. The market's closed. It's actually 7:45. So the actual full market will close in about 15 minutes. And anything that runs 24 hours will continue. Anything that doesn't shuts down for the night. And there were some amazing stocks that ran today in the top best day trade stock list. And I'm going to share with you where I made money. And I'm going to show you because I'm not a whale as far as a big account. And I'm not somebody who loves to take you out in the garage and show you their Ferraris and Mercedes and Lamborghinis and all that stuff. I'm just an average Joe. I'm making this money in hopes to continue to build my retirement account, to continue to make extra money to support my family. That's the whole point of this for me. It's not about one day saying to you, you can be as rich as me, because that's not me, guys. And I actually am totally turned off the individuals that focus on them being super rich, wanting to brag about how rich and what they have. I get it, the motivation factor. You see what people have and you want to do it. But hey, listen, if you could earn anywhere from $100 to $500 extra a day trading, wouldn't that satisfy you, right? And would you feel like you need me to go out in the driveway and show you a brand new truck or a brand new vehicle, or to show you where I live? Or no, you guys don't need that. What you need is to just see the facts and the statistics and the analysis and understand where to make your money. And that's what I like to do. And that's what I hope to do. So first and foremost, the stock market today closed green, green, green. All right. You can see here all the different markets, and here's the Americas, Europe, Asia, but we focus right here in the top, which you could say here, the Dow Jones finished up 1.14%, nearly 3 times the amount it was up yesterday, but a beautiful way to end the day with the Dow up 1.14%. Beautiful. The NASDAQ closed down yesterday. It's closing today at 0.61%. Wow. It was down almost 0.40% yesterday. And then the S&P 500, my favorite, where I live, where all my tech stocks are, the Mag 7, which they're thinking about renaming, by the way, because they think some of the stocks in the Mag 7 aren't quite performing like being magnificent sevens. So they're looking at that. But the Mag 7 and the tech stocks, 157 of them live in the S&P 500, closed up today 0.78%. What a beautiful, wonderful, wild day. So let's talk about the news a little bit. What exactly is going on in the news today that kind of drew the market from a positive or a negative standpoint? Well, first of all, the S&P 500, as I mentioned, $634.21. Literally every single day, this S&P 500 is living in top, all-time highs. I think 636 might have been the all-time high we hit in the last couple days or last week. So still being at 634.21 at market close, pretty darn good. It's at 634.41 right now in the after hours. Wow. So really good result. 634.21, 634.41 in the after hours market. Great result. The QQQ, if you follow that, also up at 563.81, and the Dow Jones is at 450.21. Just giving you those numbers because those are really impressive and really incredible. So first thing that happened is we all went to bed last night with some understanding. If you stay in tune to what's happening in the market, during off hours, we had the US-Japan trade deal that actually was announced last night, but was made public this morning. A 15% tariff agreement paired with a $550 billion Japanese investment pledge, and a very strong signal for this US-EU pact boost sentiment. So the Japan basically said they're going to dump $550 billion into the US, which is huge and an incredible, put their best foot forward to want to negotiate with us and work towards having a great agreement. This is part of what pushed the S&P 500 up today. We also had about 88% of the S&P 500 companies that have reported their quarter two earnings exceeding expectations, which also drives the numbers up. And if you think about that, if you're day trading or you're in and out of specific tech stocks or ones within the S&P 500 and you get successful earnings results, then it just drives the stock more in the where you want to take profit. And that happened in several stocks today. And I'm going to share at least three of them. I'm going to share three of them with you today, so that you can kind of see that. But we got to talk about the ugly too, right? There's the good, the bad, the ugly. And the ugly is that right now markets are heavily reliant on a few of the very big tech names in that magnificent seven, which makes up 33% of the S&P 500. I told you 157 companies. So any weakness that we see could potentially impact overall the index. And so any negative news potentially could affect the S&P 500 and cause this to turn from what we think is a bull to a bearish market. But the whole thing is, when you talk about a bearish outlook, is there is the possibility of analysts saying there's the potential for a 13% S&P correction by the end of the year. And this is, basically due to valuations and the slowing of the economic indicators and different things that personally, I'm not seeing that, but the analysts say it, and they're not always right. Believe me, they're not always right. But the analysts are giving a lot of information. They're dumping a lot of content into the market and into the economy as far as understanding the economy. And it does cause what we call fear, right? It does cause people to sell off and go run and hide their money under the mattress and jump and hide under the bed and kind of stay on the sidelines while the market has the potential to continue to run. Now, I don't know how this is going to come across to you. Those of you that have been watching my videos for a long time know that I kind of like it when there's some fear in the market. I kind of like it when people, fear the sharks in the market, that they can smell the blood. And the reason why I like that is because when it drops, guess what your boy average Joe day trader Josh does? He buys the dip, man, because the 1%ers, the wealthy, they love the fear, because then they are able to eat and to feed on the low hanging fruit, the money that's sitting low, the stocks that drop down. And that's why I like to play earnings. And I'm going to share one of my earnings plays with you today. And I'll have to highlight you and let you know how it turns out for me. It's a new one for me, but any of my earnings plays I've played in the past, usually they come out good because of this strategy that I have. And I'm going to share that with you very quickly when we get to that stock. But the other thing about it is that we had Tesla that, announced earnings today. And so let's just kind of go to the chart on Tesla, because I want to show that one to you. So let's see. Okay, here's Tesla. Let me lock this down. Here we go. All right. So Tesla today had earnings, right? I'm going to kind of move this. Let me get off auto. Matter of fact, here, let me go to my hold please. Let me go to my screener. Oh, here. Okay, let me go to my custom here. And this is my average Joe day trader screen. Number one, for when I do some videos specific to a stock. Number two, that I can jump in and out real quick and look at different stocks. But let's pull up Tesla in here and let's see what that looked like. And so here's what I'm going to share with you, okay? Tesla today, and I'm in the 15-minute. Let's go to the 5. Tesla today had this, kind of very stable run. It hit a high today, not an all-time high, but it hit a high for the day of 336.17, dropped back down to 328.67, recovered, and then in the after hours at 4 p.m., okay, this is 4:10. Oh my smokes. At 4:15, you can see that the stock was doing this dance. And doing this dance, it ran all the way up to a high of 338.88. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a long-term investor in Tesla. I thought about selling it all, because I'm like, oh my gosh, 338. I wanted to kind of hit 350, and I was going to hit the sell button, but it was only 338. It kind of came back down. Well, then it just kind of bounced here, very similar to the pattern of the day, right? I mean, at one point it hit this low of let's see, it hit this low of 326.12. All right. But then it kind of rallied back and it stayed. And then, man, I went away from it. I was doing some other things and I came back and 314.91. It's sitting right now at 317.89. So it's recovering, which is great, which is fine. But bottom line, it is it's going to pull back up. But hey, this is one of those earning things. Now, here's the thing about this. I would have played this as earnings. If I had thought about this, I would have sold it all at 338. I would have let it drop back down here to 314 and bought back in. And I just didn't think it was going to happen. It stayed right here in this level, and then it ultimately did drop. So listen, no problem. My long-term portfolio, I've been in it since the mid 200s, so it doesn't hurt as bad. But it's got some makeup room now, and it takes a little bit of time for Tesla to get from 314 to 330. So we'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, this is my long-term part of my long-term retirement portfolio. So either way, good. But I wanted to share that with you. Let's continue with the earnings. The other one I would share with you is Chipotle. And I'm sure everybody probably knows Chipotle. Okay. You probably have eaten at a Chipotle restaurant at some point. You've probably heard about the salmonella and them getting shut down and having all these issues over the last years. Well, Chipotle is a very strong company, a very strong business, and they're not going anywhere, guys. Okay. I'm going to put this to the 15-minute to kind of show you. Been pretty steady, pretty consistent in the high 50s. Okay. A high of, on this day, $54, right? Kind of came down, 52.84, low here on this day of 160, right? But it was back up here in the 82.82 range, 52.86 range. And then we had earnings, and earnings hit. And I'm not in Chipotle. I don't own any stock. Well, I didn't own any stock in Chipotle. But then we had this monster red candle drop down all the way to a low of $46.74. Okay. And I got in at about, I want to say, by the time I realized this, I got in at about the high 47s, probably about where it sits right now. It's at 47.58. But here's the thing about it. If you've watched my earnings video and I share with you the strategy, probably within the next 2, 3, 5 days, maybe 2 weeks, it's most likely going to recover back to the $50, $51, $52 range. So to make $2, $3, $4, $5 per share in a quick, few weeks, holding it and then getting back out of it, that's why I play earnings. I like earnings. Sometimes these earnings drop down here to like this $46 range, and I buy in here, and whoop, it goes right back within a few minutes back to where it was. Matter of fact, it's so fast you got to catch it on the up. So I am in Chipotle CMG, and we'll see what it does. We'll see what it brings for me. But I'm pretty confident to share with you that this 46.74, it's not going to go any lower than this 46.74 or $47 range I'm in now. So particular chances are it's going to be going up, and I'll sell out, make my profit, and move on. The other one I wanted to share with you is Sweet Greens, Sweet Green Incorporated. Okay. Another one that's had some really nice daily momentum. Okay. But I played this one like an earnings play. And the reason why is because it's a salad company. Go to sweetgreens.com, go to their website, look it up, take a look at it. But it was affected by the Chipotle earnings. It didn't have earnings. Chipotle, because it being a salad company, dragged it down. So guess what I did for the first time? I got into it. I got in around, where would I say I got in? Around 14 something. What was the low? Because I got it at the bottom of this red candle. Let me see here. This had a low of 15. No, that's not the low. It had a low of 15.58. Yeah. 15.58. So I'm in it at about just below the $16 range. And so it was making money. It came up in the post. It had a little drop back down. It's sitting right here at $15.80. But this is one everybody's been watching. potentially for a continuous run. So we'll see what this one does too. But I jumped in this one because of the way it was affected by Chipotle's earnings. And if that was the reason, right, opinion, not financial advice, then potentially this could go back up to the 17 whatever dollar range this was at, a high today, almost up to 17 bucks. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully it cracks 17 and keeps going. But those were my earnings plays today. Let's talk a little bit about the actual average Joe day trade stocks. How did we do? I'm going to go to the average Joe day trade list right here. Let me actually go to the new list because that's the one that I published to you guys. Starting first and foremost with Oklo. Listen, Oklo just about every day, okay, has a really nice run. Every day at some point you can catch. Not this day. This was mostly down. Let me get rid of this box. That's another strategy I have. Had a little run here, right? But just about every day you can have a run. If you know candles, you know the resistance support levels, you can make money in Oklo. Higher price stock. A lot of people don't want to buy a $60, $65, $70 stock to day trade. But if you got the bank, then you can make some money in it. And when it swings, for example, today in the pre-market, opened 62.73 and it ran all the way up to a high of $70.06. Okay, you're talking about basically a $7, $8 swing today. So depending on how many shares of that you can buy to make a $5 swing, that's pretty good. All right, depending on how many shares you bought, and it's probably better than a 20-cent per share swing on another stock that you may trade that may only be 10, 15 bucks, right? So you kind of have to weigh out that and also understand your risk. ASTS also had a nice open morning, dropped down, ran up the rest of the day. HIMS, nothing but up today. And I missed the boat on HIMS. I didn't listen to my friends yesterday. It ran up hard yesterday, and I'm like, I don't know if it's going to continue to do that, but it did. It's at 59, high of $59.16, sitting at 57.65 in the aftermarket. Guys, nice way to go. SMR, also a nice end of day run and an early morning run, including what ran up through the post market, 24-hour market. Nice. QUBT, nice end of day run. And again, remember, this is all based on, and a lot of it is based on the S&P 500 results today. APLD, you know what? Listen, it did its thing today. I cannot fault APLD. I got an APLD. I got an APLD probably somewhere in this candle because I thought that when it hit this one and it went to here that it was done, but it continued to drop some more. So, okay, it tested back a little bit. I watched my account go red on APLD, and then look what it did the rest of the day. From 10.55, I was in it about, I don't know, 10.70 something, and it ran up, and it's still kind of running up. It's at $11 in the aftermarket. So a nice run for APLD today, and I love APLD. Run, pretty much nothing but down today. NVTS had a hard run down, but look at this recovery up, guys. All right. I didn't trade this one. I wasn't in it, but I was in BBAI, and I'm going to tell you that I got into it this morning and played it up. I saw this candle, and I said, you know what? Understanding that my next resistance level was 797, I knew that this was just a little bit of a midday pump, and it's running up the rest of the day. So I made money in BBAI. I want to say I made, I had it listed out, but I'll throw it on the screen. Let me say maybe 110 bucks in BBAI today. Hit my goal of 100 bucks. And that was good. TMC also had some nice runs today. And PL, I know that one of the guys in the Discord was in PL today. I think he said he made, I want to say it was somewhere between 15 and 20% profit on this one today. Took it, see profit, take profit, get out. Nice run at the end of the day. Let's go to the mid-priced ones. Rocket Labs had a very nice result today, and then had something weird going on in the aftermarket here. Not sure what that's all about, but did they have earnings today? No, I don't think they had earnings today. So curious what that is. I'll take a look at it after the fact, but very interesting. But a nice overall run up today to make money. Ionic, also same thing, mirrored that one. Carnival had a very similar run up and then dropped off. Intel, also nice run up. And SoFi did not let us down today. Pretty much had a bottom out at $20.86 and a high today at around $21.69, sitting at $21.71 right now. A very nice result. And man, I got to catch my breath. A lot to be excited about. All right, showed you Tesla. Okay, Tesla is now sitting at 317.27. That's okay though, guys. I'm not going to cry about it because I shouldn't even be looking at it. It's long term. And when you have long term stocks, you don't really care. Amazon, nice day today for Amazon, sitting at 229.98 right now. Apple had a hard drop and a nice run back up, but did not fully recover back to where it was. Google had a kind of just a across the board day and then a nice run up in the aftermarket today. Nvidia, nice, nothing but run really up today. AMD, same thing, followed trend with Nvidia. Palantir, the same thing. I'm in that long term. I'm in Nvidia long term. I'm in Apple long term. My Tesla. Robinhood, okay? Hard drop, great opportunity to get in there back at the $100 range. And look what it did, guys. Went from $100, even in the post market, still running 102.99. Might be a good opportunity to get back into this one tomorrow. I might be getting back into this one tomorrow because it was at 109, almost $110. And it might have actually hit that $110 mark recently. Let's see if it was there. 112. 113.44 was the high, guys. I misspoke. 113.44. So look at all the room you have potentially for that to continue running up. And SMCI also had a nice run up today. Nice result. So, guys, what a green day. I hope you guys made money today like I did. And I hope that you guys continue to do your charting, do your support and resistance levels, live by them. I had somebody today tell me that they run basically the trend down and the trend up. I do that too. Okay. But you also have to know where that resistance level is, because when it's running on the trend up, where's it going to hit? And I get it. We do X patterns. I understand that. So no fault. Good deal. Whatever you're using, make sure you're doing something to research your trades before you jump in blindly. And then know those candlestick patterns, because that also is super helpful. All right. Guys, listen, thank you so much for being here. Like I said, hit that subscribe button for me, hit that like button for me, and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time we upload a new video. Glad to have you here. See you on the next one. Can't wait to see what tomorrow brings. Josh out. Peace.